This video, I'm going to be sharing with you a guided meditation that can transform the way you see positive and negative so that you overcome negative thinking. I'm going to share with you some concepts before that so that you're really able to wire this in a powerful way so it makes it easy to make that transformation. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some very powerful ideas for new concepts, new ways of seeing that of positive and negative thoughts. How as you begin to relate to it in a completely new way, you start to experience something completely new in your life. And then what I'm going to do is show you how to wire it in using a guided meditation that we will do together. Now, in a lot of these videos, what I've been deciding to do is that from here going on forward, I'm going to integrate meditation in almost every single video because I believe that the intellectual ideas are cool. We can get a lot of value out of it. But when we start to integrate meditation with it, this becomes an interactive experience. This goes beyond just the mind, and this goes into the heart and into the wiring the body in a completely new way. So I've done a few videos like this. The feedback from people has been absolutely amazing. So I'm going to keep on doing it. And that's just like what I'll be doing in this video. So this concept of understanding positive and negative has been something that I've definitely transformed the way that I see the whole process, because I used to carry around a lot of negativity, and now every now and then I'm able to observe it. I don't respond to it in the same way, and therefore it doesn't weigh me down. Now the thing is we feel better. Our state of being increases as we let go of the things that hold us back. It's not that we have to try to become better. We have to try to become and to feel better. It's more so we just have to let go of the anchors that hold us down, and these are negative thought patterns, negative habits that we have, labels that we have in our mind, and as we let those go, everything changes. And I'm going to show you how to let those go. So the way that we normally think of positive and negative is we think of positive as something that is good and negative that is something that is bad. But this can transform the whole way you relate to the ideas if we change those meanings. Instead of thinking of positive as positive as good and negative as bad, think of positive as integrative and connective, and negative as separating or segregative or disconnective. Now, this is a very subtle change, but when we start to see it from this point of view, we start to relate to it in a new way, because then what we can do is we can see that every negative thing that happens, we can transform it into a positive by integrating it into our life experience. Because the truth is everything we experience in life is fundamentally neutral. It has no built-in meaning other than what we label it, other than how we relate to it. So the example I always use is that of a rainy day. A rainy day happens and you can either give it a positive meaning or a negative meaning or a neutral meaning under the old way of defining positive and negative. Or what you could do is, from this new understanding, this new paradigm, you could see it as something that even though you may not prefer it, you can integrate it into your experience. You can allow it to be there. You can observe it from that place, and you let go of the negative charge. Because you see, anytime we say that something is bad, we charge it. We charge it. We might charge it with something that we don't want to prefer. We might charge it with a negative emotion, but nonetheless, it is charged. And the way that we neutralize that emotion is we either observe it, so we observe it from a neutral place, and that's what we're going to learn in the meditation, is how to observe our thoughts using visualization. And it will help you so that from this point going forward, anything that happens, you're able to see it from this observation point of view. Because anything that happens in our life, when something happens, we can either react or we can respond. Now, when we react, we're going into the autopilot mind and we're triggering ourselves into the old way of thinking, into patterned thoughts of how we've reacted before. So if someone calls you a name, or somebody says something to you, or you find out somebody did something behind your back, there's this impulse to react. But that impulse, that way of reacting to it, is saying and is showing you that you are disconnected from the events in your life. It's saying that there is this gap. There is this way you could integrate it, but instead there's this disruption in the energy flow of life experience. It's assuming it shouldn't be there. When we have these negative experiences, we think they should not be there. But if we redefine negative and see it as negative as anything that makes us feel disconnected, we can say, you know what? I trust in the course of my life, in the course of the things that happen in my life, and I can choose to integrate this into my life experience. And in that integration, you allow yourself to let go of the negative charge that's holding you back. Because when you have a negative charge and a negative thought pattern, what happens is that will continue to run itself out if it's on autopilot. And the more you think it, the more it becomes your autopilot. So overcoming negative thinking doesn't really exist. Because you're not going to overcome negative thinking from the same level of consciousness that you started and that you kept that negative thinking there from. That's something that Einstein has said in his quotes. You can never solve a problem from the level of consciousness that was created. In the same way, you cannot overcome negative thinking from the paradigm that it was created. It's created from autopilot thinking. It's created from autopilot pattern. Instead, what you can begin to do is to transform it by observing it. When you observe that paradigm, you start to take your power back and you shift into a place to where then you have the ability to choose the thought perspectives, to integrate things that happen in your life. That's where the power is. The power is in the integration, not the labels, not the disconnection, not the things as good and bad. But that's one other thing I want to talk about before we get into the meditation, is labels. Do you label yourself as a negative person? Do you label yourself or have a self-image that says, I am negative? Or I have negative thought patterns consistently going through my mind? If so, observe even that thought alone, that label, that self-image. And the moment you become aware of it is the moment you transform to a new paradigm. You cannot change your self-image from the paradigm that you are at. You have to observe the self-image, become aware of it, and then choose how you prefer to be. And it's not really that you have to construct this whole new self-image, which is something that you can do, but instead you can just let go of what doesn't serve, and it will naturally raise yourself. And you'll start to integrate life experiences, because everything in your life is fundamentally neutral. There's no built-in meaning. The most negative, appearing to be negative situations in my life have been the most transformative experiences. A lot of the stuff I went through when I was younger has made me who I am today in a much stronger type way. And it's about integrating. I had to integrate that because for years I resisted it. For years I was like, why did this happen? Why was my childhood taken away from me? That was a perspective. That was something I was kind of bought into because of what I went through when I was younger. And the more I became aware that I could observe my thoughts is the more I started to take my power back. That's something that you can learn to do as well. By observing your own thoughts, by neutralizing it and having the awareness that everything is fundamentally neutral. And that when you transform the paradigm from which you're coming from, you start to transform your life. Integrate things into your life experience and everything will change. I promise you. So what we're going to do now is a guided visualization meditation that will help us and wire these ideas in, that from this point going forward, we're going to transform our paradigm to seeing things from more of a neutral point of view and then choosing the way we relate to it, the way that we respond to it versus react to it. So what I'm going to ask you to do right now is to take a couple deep breaths in and out with me. What we're going to do is we're going to put the awareness inside of our heart. Because when we put the awareness inside of our heart, we start to become more present to the moment, and we start to expand the electromagnetic energy around our whole body. The Heart Math Institute has shown that the electromagnetic energy in the heart is thousands of times more powerful than that of the head. True learning does not come from the intellectual ideas. Learning becomes from the embodiment of what we know and what we start to gain as wisdom. And that's why I'm doing these meditations. It's because I believe these meditations will help us to embody the information and to wire it in to who we naturally are. So right now, let's take a deep breath in, a deep breath out, and we'll start to become more present to the moment. As you breathe out, feel your body relax more and more. Put the awareness inside of your hands and inside of your heart. And then close your eyes, feeling more and more relaxed with every breath you take. Now let's take another deep breath in, deep breath out. Breathe it out, feeling your body relax more and more with every breath you take. Now put the awareness inside of your heart and feel the warmth inside your heart. Know that with every breath you take, you are feeling the warmth in your heart. You're feeling your heart energy expand around your whole entire body. The more you put your awareness in your heart, the more you grow the presence within you. The more you grow into a feeling space of integrating what you know in a powerful way. Now with every breath you take, you become more and more relaxed. And what I'm going to ask you to do is to imagine yourself getting ready for a trip. Because what we're going to do is we are going to a park close by, and we're going to learn more and really start to embody a whole new level of presence. Now let's walk out to the car, because we are going to take a trip to the park. And imagine that now we are walking on the pavement, and that with every step we take, we become more and more relaxed. We feel the muscles in our body loosening more and more. And with every step we take, we double the amount of relaxation throughout our body. We double it, and we feel more loose, more relaxed, and more present with every step we take. 10. As we take another step, we feel more and more relaxed. 9. Double the relaxation through our body. 8. We can feel so present to the moment. 7. Feeling our muscles relax more and more. 6. Feeling like everything is starting to feel connected. 5. Feeling more connected to our breath, more connected to who we are. We are now getting closer and closer to the car. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we are in our car, and we are ready to drive to the park. And as we do, pay attention to the colors, pay attention to the atmosphere that we're in. And imagine those colors becoming brighter and brighter. What do we hear? We can hear the sound of the car. We can hear the environment as we drive. Pay attention and imagine those sounds becoming louder and louder, feeling so much more connected to the environment. Now, as we pull up to the park, you can feel and see a spot in the distance that's perfect for relaxation, for feeling connected to our heart space, for feeling present to the moment. Let's get out of that car and walk to that spot in the park. Pay attention to the environment, pay attention to the grass, the trees, if there's a lake close by, if there's a breeze in the air. Pay attention to all of these different sensations. And let's take another deep breath in and out. Breathe in the air, the fresh air, feeling more and more relaxed. And now we are in that spot at the park, the perfect place to feel relaxed. And over in the distance we see a bench, a park bench that we can go sit at. Let's go sit at that park bench and observe our environment. As we sit at this park bench, we can observe our environment from a neutral place. Notice the people close by. Maybe there's families playing in the grass. Maybe there's people with their animals. You may notice that there are squirrels or rabbits close by. The sun is shining on your body and you can feel the warmth. Notice and observe the environment. Now we can observe the people that walk by. We can observe families. And as people walk by us, just observe them from a neutral place. We see someone walk by with their dog. We see them walk in front of us and we see them walk away. We notice a family walking around. We see them walk, we see them walk away. We're able to observe everything that happens from a neutral place. Things are not good, they are not bad, they simply are. What else do you observe at the park and in the environment? Now, as you watch people walk around, you observe them from a neutral place. You're realizing that things in life are fundamentally neutral. In the same way that we may watch someone with their dog pass by, we can watch the thoughts in our mind come into our mind and then go out. We know that if we watched someone walk by with a dog, we wouldn't chase that person, we wouldn't have to follow it, become identified with it. We can just simply observe it and allow it to be from this neutral place. Realize now that with everything in your life, you can begin to observe it from this neutral place. You can allow it to be there, and by allowing it to be there, you're able to let go of it. See yourself with this new ability that you've always had, but you're now more aware of, this ability to observe things that happen in your life from this neutral place. And set the intention here that in every area of your life, you are now going to observe the thoughts in your mind from this neutral place. That the moment you become aware of what you're thinking is the moment you take your power back, and the moment you become present to the moment. Set the intention that from this point going forward, you are a completely new person, because now you are aware of how you respond to the events in your life. Now you are aware that you have the ability to observe your thoughts from a neutral place. And now you can choose the perspectives that you have. So set a few intentions right now for in your daily life how you are going to be able to catch yourself in the reactive mind, and then choose to be in the observation neutral state. Set the intention that from this point going forward, you are able to observe and allow in a completely new place. And you're able to integrate things into your life in a very powerful way. Now what we do is we look around and we realize that we have this new ability to observe our thoughts from this neutral place, that now we feel so much more powerful. We feel so able to respond to the situations in our life in a completely new way. And we feel more connected to our heart and presence than we've ever felt before. Now let's go back to where we were before. And we'll walk back to our car, get in, start to drive back. Now, as we park the car, we are then going to come back to where we were before we started this meditation, but forever changed. A new version of who we are. So let's get out of the car, and with every step that we take, we're going to become more aware, more present to the moment. We're going to feel more love inside of our heart with every step that we take. And we're going to know that from this point going forward, we have the ability to observe from a neutral place in a powerful way. Every step we take leading up to 10, we feel more alert, more present, and more relaxed, knowing we're going to have an amazing day today. So as we get out of the car now, 10, 9, 8, 7, feeling more and more relaxed, more and more present, 6, 5, 4, 3, as we get to 1, we're going to open up our eyes, feel more alert, more present, able to observe our thoughts in a completely new way. 2, 1. Now we are awake. We are feeling present to the moment. We're able to observe our thoughts from a neutral place. And we've transformed the whole way that we see positive and negative. We are a completely new person right now. And going forward, everything will appear in a much more clear way. You're able to really observe things. You're really able to choose your emotions. And from this point going forward, I think everything will change. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the little notification gear so that you can see the daily vids that I do. I'll be doing a lot more videos with meditations in it. And let me know if you guys like this style of video. Go ahead and comment below, and if so, I'll continue to do more and more. So with that being said, peace, much love, and namaste.